Hey everybody, my name's Kyle and this is Track by Track, music reviews, news, and commentary. More than perhaps any video I've done on this channel, I feel like I'm going out on a bit of a limb with this one. See, Carly Rae Jepsen is very likely the most pop-centric artist I've ever dedicated a few minutes of video to. This isn't the first time she's been mentioned on Track by Track. I actually included her last album in my top 10 of 2019. But now that she's finally announced a follow-up called The Loneliest Time, I thought it was about time I said a little something more about someone who has become one of my favorite current music acts. If you're skeptical, I get it. But a few years ago, I was too. But hear me out. Back in 2018, when Jepsen's album Dedicated came out, I was taken aback by how many noteworthy music sites were excitedly covering the release. Up until that point, I just knew Jepsen as the Call Me Maybe Girl, the 2012 breakout single that went viral and launched 1,000 memes. I don't think I gave her even a second thought up until that point. I mean, I did take note of how her 2015 album Emotions seemed to appear on a lot of best-of lists that year, but even that didn't move me to give her a listen. But the buzz around Dedicated was just loud enough that I thought, maybe I should see what this is all about. Well, you know how that turned out. Not only did Dedicated land in my top 10 of the year, it has also been an album that has remained in regular rotation for me ever since. And not just Dedicated, but Emotion as well. Circling back to that album revealed more of the same great pop music I was so enamored with on her 2019 release. So what's going on here? Why am I and so many other music news sites and blogs so excited about a pop singer? Well, I can't speak for everyone else, but for me, what I find so appealing is that Jepsen's music feels like so much of the pop music of the 80s I grew up on, blended with a contemporary sound that somehow avoids the pretentiousness that turns me off with so much of today's pop music. No doubt, Call Me Maybe was a trendy tidal wave in 2012, but trendy isn't how I describe anything she's done since then. If anything, her music almost has a timeless quality about it, where many of her songs sound like they'd fit in perfectly on any decade's playlist from the 80s up until today. These are pure and perfect pop songs that don't seem to have any greater aspirations besides making the listener enjoy themselves. And as it turns out, Jepsen is the ideal vessel for this. At the age of 36, she's definitely older than most of her other pop music contemporaries, but I think that brings a certain degree of maturity to her music. Not maturity like heavy stuff in the lyrics, but more like the maturity of being able to just let go and make fun music for the sake of making fun music. Carly Rae Jepsen is an artist that seems to know exactly who she is, and she's not trying to reinvent herself to match the latest trends. Like many other artists, she's active on social media, but her sound is not defined by it. She's not just another TikTok phenom or Instagram influencer. She's the real deal. It took me a while to realize that, or at least to give her enough of a shot to recognize it, to let go of my preconceived ideas about what modern pop music had to be and that it wasn't for me. And if that sounds maybe like how you might be feeling, that today's pop songs and pop artists are just not for you, I totally get that. I still feel that way about most of the new pop music I hear today, but I don't feel that way about Carly Rae Jepsen. Once I finally listened, I finally got it. I finally understood why the music sites and bloggers I respected who rarely even touched pop music had embraced this artist. Hopefully, starting with this video, I can carry on that tradition. If there's a part of you that misses great pop music and you've never given Carly Rae Jepsen a chance, and after Call Me Maybe, I don't blame you. Trust me on this one. Give Emotion a spin. It's an album that would have ranked close to the top of my year-end list in 2015 if I'd given it a fair shot. And of course, there's the also excellent Dedicated, the 2019 album that finally served as my gateway to her music. If you like what you hear, dig into the B-Sides collections available for both of those albums. By then, you'll be just about caught up and ready for her new album, The Loneliest Time, which is scheduled for release on October 21st. I've got my copy on pre-order. If you want to do the same, look for the links down in the comments section below. Once again, my name's Kyle, and this has been Track by Track. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, plus check out some of these other videos below that I think you might also enjoy. And of course, be sure to subscribe, because true music fans always want new releases the day they come out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.